Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different Gaming News. What's in the news today? Microsoft and your fanny. So, Xbox Game Pass subscribers, guess what? Well, you may have to wait more than 12 months for some of the ultimate biggest releases. Call of Duty, Indiana Jones, whatever, Redfall 2. I don't know what the hell they got anymore. Microsoft says those who subscribe to its Game Pass standard tier won't see day one game releases for up to a full year, if not longer, after the launch. Xbox clarified what day one releases will look like going forward in a new recent Xbox Wire post. That's the same wire they used to choke themselves. While Game Pass Ultimate players will continue to see brand new experiences launch on the service at no additional cost, those who don't want to spend all the extra money and subscribe to the center tier will have to wait 12 months or more to see those same titles, like Call of Duty, Redfall 2. Microsoft first revealed Standard in July as an option without day one releases, leaving many fans to wonder how long they would have to wait. Now we know. Some games coming to Game Pass Ultimate day one games or other game entries will not be immediately available on Game Pass Standard and may be, taking some time. Microsoft says they will continue to share with all Game Pass members when games are being added and available to play for each plan. Because, Lord knows, you can't have just one simple one. Game Pass Standard is set to go live in the coming months and follows a series of price increases, also announced in July. So, when the Standard does arrive, it will force you to wait for those games that you used to get at day one, like Redfall. You got that day one. You got Halo day one. You're not going to get this day one. So, there has been a lot of issues over at Microsoft, a lot of backtracking, a lot of changing of the minds with multiple things over there, from just how they release games, where they release games, Game Pass, the subscription service itself, how they, how they're just screwing their player base left and right now. Is it all because they spent $70-something billion to acquire Activision Blizzard? Yeah, probably. So let's jump to these gentlemen here. Nick, with your awesome Mario shirt there, what do you think?
I think they're basically trying to funnel everybody into the ultimate tier, because they're making the core or standard tier basically be less and less beneficial for the consumer, right? And making it really, turning it into being like not even worth the value. So the only thing that's worth the value is the more expensive tier. And that's what it feels like they're doing, is they're basically trying to funnel players into getting ultimate and away from getting anything else. Right. For the console side of things, I think PC is a little bit different, but for the console side of things, that's ultimately where they're trying to go. On the PC for Game Pass, they have new games will be day one, but how long will that last? I would say PC for Xbox is going to be next on the, day one games will always go there, right? Because you can have Ultimate, which Ultimate gives you PC for Xbox, or, Xbox for PC as well. So, they want you to go towards that tier. And so this is really what it feels like. It's just they're trying to make the other tiers to be less appealing and the ultimate tier to be the most appealing tier. The only problem is I feel like they're going to basically turn that whatever player base they have and those individuals that have Game Pass off of having Game Pass, right? I feel like they won't want to. They don't want us, because more than likely Ultimate will go up in price again. It's 20. It just went up $20. More than likely, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of not the end of this year, but I would say definitely by the end of 2025, we don't see it $30, at least $30. If it doesn't jump up to $30 a month, I would be surprised if it doesn't. And so, but I think ultimately, Microsoft is just banking on Game Pass. They banked on Game Pass working for them at the beginning, and we weren't sure how it was going to work out, and it worked out really well for them. Now they're just banking on Game Pass surpassing, it's kind of like the old Netflix thing, right? Or some of those other services that had been doing really good, and then they raised their prices and make changes to their tier lists, and then all of a sudden they're not doing so hot, right? They're still around. Netflix is still around. Netflix probably still makes a lot of money, but they are not as popular as they used to be because of all the price changings and all the price hikes and various things like that, especially and that's not just Netflix. That's like a lot of different subscription services out there have really, I feel like, and I don't know the statistics, but I feel like subscription services have gone down in active subscribers. And again, I don't know. I'm just guessing, right? If anybody has an idea of that or knows any statistics on that, and I think most of it is mainly subscription fatigue, as well as price tiers and pricing and changes all the time. They lure you in by making it sound good off the beat, and then they go around and change it to where, what was good is no longer good anymore, right? It's no longer worth the time. And that's how kind of Game Pass went. I thought Game Pass was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now I don't think so. I don't have the same feelings for Game Pass as I used to. So, and it's unfortunate. I just don't think Microsoft's doing themselves any favors, and they're especially not doing themselves any favors with this by making it to where the standard is, up to 12 months. Like, who's going to wait a year to play a game that they've been wanting to play, right? We talked about this with other games. If you can't, the level of excitement for a game is gone as quick as the game comes out, right? A game like Wukong or Baldur's Gate, their excitement levels for it last for a couple of months. But if you think about it now, like, who talks about, and it's still a great game, but who talks about Baldur's Gate, right? How many articles do you see about Baldur's Gate 3 now? Like, none. And it's because the gaming community has just moved on. Not to say that it isn't a great game, and not to say that some articles may come out here and there about it, but the level of articles and spotlight that game had in particular is now gone, right? And so any games coming to Game Pass that are high-end games, if people in the core or standard variations have to wait a year or up to, right? And it says can be up to 12 months or more and will vary by title. So it almost feels like, depending on the game, they're just going to like pick and choose what's going to come there and what time frame is going to come in. So you have no clue, right? You're going to have no idea on when that Call of Duty or Diablo 5 or StarCraft 3 or whatever the heck you're waiting on, Candy Crush Saga 2, you're not going to know when it's going to come to Game Pass standard edition, because they do a heads up, but it's usually a month beforehand, right? On what's coming in and going out. So I don't know. I don't Microsoft, I feel like now it's mainly like they let them have their fun in a sense, like the investors did. And now the investors are going, okay, we got to make money. So let's just, do all the stupid crap now. that no one likes, because we need this thing to be profitable, beyond profitable. So raise the prices, take all the day one stuff out, take everything that made Game Pass like important and people liked, and just remove all that and stick it under the most expensive tier. That'll work. Whatever. Pat, what do you think, buddy?
Can I get ways to ruin your service for 100, Alex? If Microsoft was just complaining that Game Pass wasn't scaling up to the numbers that they had hoped by this time, right? This was like 6 months ago or whatever. And now this is going to be a history lesson in how to ruin your service in the blink of an eye. This time next year, this service has probably lost a significant amount of player base. I wish Microsoft would publish its numbers, but they don't. And they'll never admit. But this time next year, Microsoft will probably be raising their rates again because the number of Game Pass subscribers has dropped. I mentioned before, and I'll mention again, that I've canceled both of my membership subscriptions, mine and my kids. Neither one of us have Game Pass. And I was subscribed to Ultimate before Ultimate's now going to go up to $20 in September here. I don't know what they're going to expect, but ultimately what this has caused me to do, that if I want to play any one of their day one games that I just am not anticipating buying, it's a 1 month subscription. I'll enroll and immediately cancel it so I don't forget to get it, just to play that game. And then if I want to play something with my friends, I'll just get the damn thing on PC where I don't have to pay some plan just to play online multiplayer with people. Like I've said this before, the Xbox and PlayStation having to have a subscription just to play multiplayer is kind of a joke, and it always has been a running joke. It's like, just play on PC. You don't have to pay to play with your friends at that point then, right? But them raising the rates on Game Pass substantially within the last 2 years, and then throwing in a plan that was the original cost of Game Ultimate, is a smack in the face. And then saying, hey, you're not going to get any day one games for up to a year, because eventually this is how it's going to go. Hey guys, we're a couple of months after release. Do we see the numbers still coming in to hold this off from Game Pass? And that's what it's going to be every month. They're going to have a meeting that says, oh, we're down to, we're 80% of sales last month, 60%, 40%, 30%, and whatever their internally thought up threshold is, they're going to be like, oh, we got to 30%. We'll go ahead and put it on Game Pass since we're not getting that much more sales, or to the standard plan now, not the Ultimate. And this affects everybody. PC, because if you have the Game Pass PC, you're not getting day one. If you have the Game Pass Standard, you're not getting day one. And if you have Core, you're not getting day one. And they mentioned, Core needs to just go away. I don't even know what the point of Core is anymore. And unfortunately, it's stupid. You don't have 4 plans when you used to have 3, right? You used to have Games for Gold, Game Pass, and Game Pass Ultimate. And if you wanted the PC, you got the Ultimate, which because it came with that, and I don't know. They just keep screwing up their plans, and I'm disenfranchised with everything that's happening. And I was also in the biggest boat of Microsoft supporters. I mean, I bought a Xbox One, Xbox Series. I bought the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, Scorpio Edition when it came out. I bought the Xbox Series X when it came out, day one. I'm like, I gotta have this. This is my preferred gaming console, and now here I am talking about, I don't give a shit about mid-gen bump or their next-gen console. They've done so many bad FUBAR moves with their console and stuff, and now they're just rolling that stuff into the Game Pass program. It's going to go down in a burning trash heap. The freaking the trash yard's going to catch on fire, and it's just going to burn because they're doing stupid stuff. Like $20. This plan's not worth $20 at that point right now, especially because Microsoft's not putting out enough games that I would consider that. At $15, I was fine. I was perfectly fine paying for mine and my kids' thing. It was costing me $30 a month. And then they were talking about family plan, and they killed that thing off because they just knew that they would lose even more players to that. And instead, they jumped everything to $20. And I'm like, screw you guys. You're not getting any more of my damn money. So now it will cost them money. When they put out a game that I really want to play, it's a 1 month subscription. And I'll do that 2 or 3 times a year. They get $60 out of me, not even the cost for a full damn game. And they could suck it. And I hope it goes down in flames. They deserve it. They are basically, Phil Spencer did a bunch of lying. And when I mean lying, he told everybody when the whole, and I say this until I'm blue in the face, but when the whole Call of Duty thing was going down, he kept saying, we're not going to raise the price of Game Pass before Call of Duty comes out, and Call of Duty will be on Game Pass day one. And then he's like, well, it will come to Game Pass day one, but only if you have Ultimate. And we're going to raise the price of Ultimate up to $20, $16 to $20, or whatever. So he basically just pulled the wool and pretended like that never was said, but it was said, so bad on Phil Spencer and those guys for just taking a service that we all loved and enjoyed and rolling it in a big pile of shit and saying, hey, we got something new for you. Have this shit sandwich and just take it. So, but no, I canceled my membership. I don't play the renewal again until something comes out that I just got to play that I don't feel like buying. And it will probably be the games they put out because they deserve this. What's going to happen to them at this point? So I went from being a big proponent of theirs to I don't even want to touch the turd sandwich anymore. Like I can't remember the last time I turned on my Xbox.
I turn mine on every day. I check Game Pass. I play certain things on there right now, but no, I mean, the way they're running their subscription service to the ground is unreal. And it really is a very dishonest thing that they're doing. The core doesn't even come with online. That doesn't allow you to play online games. You have to go to the standard for the online games.
No.
Core doesn't come with online.
Core comes with 4 things. 20 catalog of over 25 high quality games on console, online console multiplayer, and member deals and discounts.
I didn't think the Core did.
Yeah, Core has online console multiplayer.
Well, they pulled it out a half an inch. That's good for them.
Which is kind of funny when you look at it. Like, what is the difference between standard and Core at this point? I know we talked about it when they changed the plans.
I think the option to possibly get day one releases.
But now that's not even an option.
No, that's not an option no more. The only option for day one is Ultimate. So, but either or, Microsoft they're just doing so many disheartening things after they built all this credit up, from the launch of the Xbox One. And now it's just everything they worked hard for. Phil worked hard for, was appearing to work hard for. It's just going by the wayside. And
which is jacked up, right? Because they just announced the Game Pass standard program a couple of months ago, right? Mm-hmm. And when they made the announcement, they said, now, granted, Game Pass standard doesn't kick in until next month, September.
Yeah.
They had mentioned that it still got day one games. And then all of a sudden, we're like a week out. And they're like, oh, we're not going day one games in Game Pass standard. I don't know what the point of Game Pass standard is over Core anymore.
Are you getting grandfathered in? That I'm not sure.
You might be getting grandfathered in not on day one releases.
Yeah, see, it's the whole damn thing's a disaster. Microsoft just, I know they've given up on consoles for the most part, and they're losing that. I know they're trying to do this whole ecosystem of subscriptions and all that and streaming. Shove that up your ass. That's why Sony is kicking you in the stick,
so
40
here's
times
the
to 1.
difference, in case anybody was wondering. So the standard, it includes a large library of downloadable games, Xbox discounts, and deals. It also offers online console multiplayer, but doesn't include immediate access to new game releases. Game Pass Core is an entry-level Game Pass that costs $10 per month. It includes access to a curated catalog of over 25 games, online console multiplayer, member deals, and discounts. However, it doesn't include as many games as the other plans and rarely adds new titles.
So $5
Jesus,
more.
Mary and Joseph.
So I guess if you just want the online multiplayer, you pay the $10 is what it's basically saying. Because I guarantee you their curated 25 titles is their garbage list, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're bargain bin games.
Yeah.
They're the $5 Walmart bin, you know?
Yeah.
They're the games that you've never heard of that look like some sort of ripoff, like Ricky Mouse and Castle of Delusion. I mean, I don't know. Microsoft is just.
We have Call of Duty, but it's Call of Duty with, it's Duty, Doodie. It's Call of Duty.
Well, that could be the new one, I'll be honest.
But yeah, it's stupid.
It's a stupid thing that they're doing. I could understand price increases to a point, but not this many in a row with not this many changes to their whole subscription service. It needs, they're making things too expensive and too overcomplicated, especially the overcomplication part. Well, I couldn't afford to get you this, so we got you the core. Well, the core don't get me shit. Well, we got you the standard. The core gets me shit plus. I mean, it just doesn't. I don't know. We could go on about this all goddamn day, but this is ridiculous.
The standard is shit plus. You got it.
Yes.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. Core is shit. Standard is shit plus.
For $5 more. Great.
Yeah. Yes. And then you can go to the PC version, which is shit plus better graphics. And then the ultimate, you can just get your shit everywhere. So no, it's a terrible thing they're doing, and they just need to stop. And if this keeps happening under Phil's watch, I think Phil needs to be fired.
Right. And even so Ultimate is the only one with guaranteed day one games. Mm-hmm. And it gets you like PC and console games and all that kind of crap. And EA Play for what the hell that's worth. Nobody cares about that. You get EA Play with Game Pass PC if you want for $12, but you don't get day one with that. It does say plus recent day one titles. I don't know what that means. It's their way of hiding that you're not going to get future day ones. I think they're just hiding the fact that you're not going to get future day one titles. Right. Just the most recent stuff that's been released, because starting next month, you can't. If Microsoft was a bank, toilet paper would be worth more than their money at this point. You can wipe your ass with the currency of Microsoft, and it wouldn't be worth a damn. You could save yourself some money on TP by wiping your ass with anything they issued. So their word means jack shit these days, and like I said, I'm all for giving up on their console. I have no plans to buy their mid-gen bump because we've talked about it. Series S is killing any concept of that. They don't have anything that I feel like I just got to immediately play. And if I do, I'll spend the $19.99 and play for that month and then move on.
Yep. Just don't forget to cancel it like I did with my Sony.
You just sign up and immediately cancel the subscription so that it doesn't bill you the next month. That's what you do. You immediately go
cancel my subscription to Sony.
Well, yeah, we don't play Helldivers anymore, so that's the only reason I was keeping that around. But like I said, as long as most of this stuff keeps coming on PC, that's where I'm going to be doing most of my gaming at these days. And I am doing most of my gaming these days. I mean, I'm playing through all kinds of crap right now on PC. So, but shame on Microsoft. You guys can take your subscription plans and stick it where the sun don't shine.
And make it glorious when you do.
Make it sideways with sand.
Ooh, sandpaper. All right. Well, you guys got anything else for Pat just starts eviscerating Microsoft's rectum? All right. Well, if you got grossed out by all that, guess what? You can hit subscribe. You can hit like. You can hit those notifications so you can get just a little bit more in your daily life. Give us your thoughts and feedback. So, I mean, are you going to continue with the subscription service through Game Pass? Because I've continued to do it, but I'm pretty much on the cusp of just saying I'm done. I have it. My kids have it. I got that set up. These guys, they bailed early. They bailed quick. I think, Nick, you still have PC Pass.
Yeah.
We'll just call it a PC Pass.
Mason still has his, and I have PC Game Pass.
Okay.
But I'm going to be moving his down because since he was already a subscriber, it's still the cheap price until next month or
Next
end of
month,
this month or something like that.
Yeah, you have 6 days. September 1 is when all those plan changes.
That's
Well,
when it'll be changing.
Well, let us know. Are you going to stay? Are you going to walk away? You going to just do like the cool walk away from the explosion thing? Because Microsoft is exploding. Let us know in the comments
They're not
below.
exploding. They're swirling the toilet bowl.
Well, it's explosive diarrhea.
Exploded.
We can't give them anything cool. There's no cool explosions in this. It's just the swirling turd in the toilet.
Oh, and it's leaving the streaks on the side like a snow cone. All right. Well, I'm going to go throw up now. So we'll catch you later. See ya.